Now that we've already done the ball bounce where it goes up and down, we're going to do the ball bounce that goes across the screen. But first, I'm going to take my room and make it bigger so that I can have as much space as possible for the camera. So I'm going to hit S on the keyboard, and then I'm going to hit Y because I know the green line is for Y, and just pull this room to make it a little bit wider. And then click on my camera, hit G and X because I know the red line is X, and pull my camera back as much as possible. I can zoom out a little bit. I can move this back a little bit more. I'm going to move it up. Okay. Just getting everything set up to the way I like it. Okay. So we're going to animate the ball going across this way. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'll turn on the automatic keyframing, click on my ball, and start at 0 because I'm not at 0 for some reason. And let's see. If I go to animation, I can hit I on the keyboard. Right? No, I over here. And I can do location, rotation, scale, and it'll set it up. And I'm just going to move. For some reason, it's already got a ball bounce on it. I don't know how, but it does. This is what happens. Notice how the ball is going that way. That's what happens when you have the camera off on this corner. I think this was my original one I did at the beginning of the year. But I don't know how to get it to be different. Aha! Some of the bones. So I'm gonna hit X on the keyboard, delete all keyframes. So now I can click on the ball. I should be able to move it. So G to move, Y to move it over. Oh yeah. I forgot you're only supposed to move the bones. So I will hit I on the keyboard again, rotation, location, scale. And then when I go to 30, I can hit G and then XY on the keyboard, move it over, and then click on G again, hit Z, move it down till it's roughly hitting the floor, and then I know that's my highest point. So when I go to do the next one and hit G, Y, G, Z, I'm not going to do it as high to help that bounce lose its energy. Showing you the setup for how it should move across. I'm gonna move it. Let me go back to 60. Not 60, 30. And I'm gonna actually move it a little bit farther over. Whoops, it's moving all of it. Okay, you have to make sure you're on this screen when you do stuff like that. Okay, move it like that. Go to 60. Whoops. Again, you want to make sure you're on that screen. Okay. Again, I'm just hitting G and Y the whole time. Okay, and then I'm going to hold this here for a couple frames. So these lines mean that it's holding. And then we want it to come back in. So notice how it comes in, it bounces once, goes off screen. And then when it comes back on screen, again, just hitting G and Y on the keyboard, or G, Y, and Z on the keyboard. To move this across. And it's going to bounce twice the second time it comes in. And then you figure out, of course, your own timing. But as long as it bounces once and then twice, it works. Do not do less than 240. It has to be more than 240 frames. Oops, I did it again. I'm going to hit Control Z to make sure that it's in the right spot. And then notice that 240 is when the ball leaves the scene. So, how to change this? I'm just going to move this. I can move this over. End frame says 600. I can change this to say 240. So it'll be start frame is at 1, end frame is at 240. This is how you change your timing. So if I go all the way to the beginning, hit play, you'll see the ball moving across the screen. That last one, I can see that I need to make that lower. So I can come in here and, yeah, this one. Make that lower. So it looks like it's losing energy. That's essentially what we're trying to do here. And then you will add your own stretch and squash on it as well. So again, no less than 240. You can go as long as you want. And when you're done, go ahead and render it to a movie and send it to me.